There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Are live. WWE Raw is off the air. Of course, Squared Circle Digest, and it is the WWE Raw reaction show. We are here live on the air. Overall, an okay Raw. Nothing exciting. I mean, the Gunther Damian Priest fight was good. The beginning, you got to explain the rules about the Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, which I'm still not a big fan of the Seth Rollins as a guest referee, but it is what it is at this point. He basically said there's going to be one rule, one regulation. That is, you listen to whatever Seth Rollins says, and basically he will let them know he can count to 10, 20. There might be disqualifications, no disqualifications. So basically we'll have to see how this plays out. I did like the fact that basically all of them pointed out that Seth Rollins has the same hate for Drew McIntyre as he has for CM Punk. CM Punk has the same hatred for Drew McIntyre as he does for Seth Rollins. And, of course, McIntyre doesn't like Punk or Rollins. So that was a cool little thing there just because now you don't know which way they're going to go. But I don't like the fact that Seth Rollins is there as the referee. We'll see where it goes. There was the promo from Liv Morgan tonight, but she did wreck, apparently, the Judgment Day clubhouse, left her shirt and other stuff there. That was an interesting opening there for the Judgment Day in the clubhouse. Carlitos was upset. I think the PS5 was gone. So now there was a lot of interaction in the clubhouse this week, right? It was Rhea still asking why Carlito is in there. Dom tells Carlito to set up a match for him. And Sami Zayn, Carlito goes to Adam Pearce, sets the match up for Dominic and Sami Zayn, which then in turn puts Carlito against Jey Uso. Again, I think this is going to be more for after the SummerSlam. I feel like with everything and the way it's going now, I think you're going to get the Jey Uso, Sami Zayn team kind of back together. I believe Sami Zayn loses the title, and we'll discuss it more tomorrow, 7 p.m. right here on the Stanley Media House Network and also on the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. Square Circle Digest, 7 p.m. We'll talk a lot more about the predictions for SummerSlam. But tonight, I think, was more of Braun Breaker interferes in the Sami Zayn, Dominic, well, not interferes. I'm sorry. It was JD and Carlito get involved. And then Jey Uso comes in, takes them out. Then Braun Breaker attacks. But Sami fights him off. And then this week, for the last 3 weeks, it had been Braun Breaker standing tall in the middle of the ring. This week, no. Sami Zayn is standing tall in the ring. So now we'll have to see where that goes, because usually that's probably, I'm going toward Braun Breaker winning the title. Tomorrow I'll make that official on the prediction show. But I think you're going to get more Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, probably against Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Maybe they'll become the tag team champions again. We'll get some oosiness. I don't know if that's the right word. Is it oosiness? Oosiness for the tag team division on Raw. We had the Otis and Tozawa against the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers again showing their strength, man. They are just very strong. They both performed on the Bloodsport pay-per-view this weekend. And you saw, I mean, there was that one spot where, and I get Tozawa's not the biggest guy, but to go from a pinning position to lifting him up into a suplex, that's some damn strength right there, man. That's some strength. I don't care. Tozawa is still, maybe 175, 180, and he's just picking him up with ease, and they're just throwing him around. Very, very cool there on the Creeds. It ends up with Chad Gable getting involved. I didn't like the fact that Otis got – I kind of wish Gable would have jumped down. He got hit off of the apron. I wish they could – at first they did tease the one where he swings at Gable. Gable jumps down, and, of course, they jump on Otis. But then at the end, he actually hits Gable one time. I wanted to see that maybe go a little bit longer to where Gable doesn't get hit and then make it like in a match where he finally lays Gable out again. I know he pushed him down and he's done some other things, but all in all, the Creed brothers get the victory. And then the Wyatt Six, man, the music hits. The three, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, again from the entrance area. And then they start getting to the ring aprons. They're standing there. They're kind of looking around. And they removed their masks. The masks come off. You get kind of look at the Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy for the first time. And then later they actually had the Dexter Lumis video where, he's talking about when the buzzards are circling, what should you do? And he yelled out, run. And, again, I like the little videos they're doing. Now they're starting to get more into it. It was Rowan. It was Nikki Cross. Now, this week, it was Dexter Lumis. I'm sure it'll probably be Joe Gacy. Next week, at some point, I know they're going to make their in-ring debut next week as well. Gable and the Creeds against the Wyatt Six. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a pretty good Raw after SummerSlam next week. So they take off their masks. Nikki Cross comes off the top rope on Chad Gable. Then they kind of hit two, slams, little choke slams on them. Little pop-up power bomb. Loomis, I think, pop-up power bomb onto the brothers. And then Rowan did his little splash where he took them both down. And then they powdered out and they kind of faded to black. Gable was walking back to the back, and then Uncle Howdy comes out of the back, and Chad Gable goes out. The one thing that did catch my eye, and talk to Frankie about it tomorrow night too, is I didn't see the lantern again this week. It was out the first couple weeks, and now the last couple weeks, I don't believe they've done a lot with the lantern. I'll have to go back and take a look at some of the stuff there. Sheamus Bronson Reed was a pretty good match. They brought the Shillelagh back, which was a Fit Finley thing. Pete Dunne uses that, hits Sheamus, the tsunami. He gets the victory. They had some good promos building up for Priest and Gunther doing their talk. Priest more about, where he came from, how he's gotten to where he is now. Gunther kind of, doing his rundown talk. They also did one with Liv and another one with Rhea, kind of hyping up the heavyweight title matches. And again, I like the production they did. I thought they were very well done. Jey Uso beats Carlito. I just felt like that was a throwing match. Carlito, I thought, got more offense than I thought he was going to get. I thought he was going to kind of get kind of jobbed out by Jey Uso. He did not. It was a good back and forth. He goes to take a bite of the apple. He gets a spear, 1, 2, 3, and then Jey Uso bites the apple. Thought there was going to be more there, but there wasn't. Miz comes out, says he's hosting SummerSlam, and with that, R-Truth came in. He said, "We're in my hometown. We're going to be by my house." And then R-Truth comes in. He's like, "You're bringing back in your house pay-per-views?" And he's like, "No, R-Truth, we're going to my home, Cleveland, Ohio." And he's like, "Oh, you're going to be a good host? What's the hors d'oeuvres?" And it was great. It was a good little, it was an R-Truth segment with the Miz. He drove the Miz crazy. Apparently they're going to have hors d'oeuvres now, so Miz can be a great host at SummerSlam. So we'll see where and what happens with that at SummerSlam. That could be some cool little comedic spots throughout SummerSlam with him and R-Truth. Karrion Kross, Xavier Woods, this continues on. Apparently Kofi came back, re-injured his shoulder in Japan. That's the storyline. And then Xavier Woods, again, it was kind of 3-on-1. Karrion Kross ends up hitting his the final prayer, and that is it. It is over. Xavier Woods loses to Karrion Kross. Ultimately, I don't know where they're going to go with this, man. I know we kind of talked a little bit about it last week on the Squared Circle Digest. I'm hoping that they bring it back to where, knock on wood and probably wishful thinking on my part, Eazy-E comes back and they reunite the New Day for one fight against the Final Testament. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just hoping. It's just very wishful thinking. The fact that at the last PLE, Big E did his entrance, through the as an announcer, he kind of did his entrance and everything, and it felt right, man. It felt right. I hope he gets to come back. Interesting to see Jesse Ventura at Raw. It's been a while since he's been out of, in and out with WWE. Apparently him and Triple H, Nick Khan, or whoever else is there, have a better relationship there. So he was there kind of backstage talking to Triple H, really didn't do anything with them on camera from what I saw. Zelina got attacked backstage by Shayna, Zoe, and Sonya. They're still working on that angle. Those three again took on Lyra and Carter and Chance, and I'm really over that one. That's becoming, the VKM special now. It feels like they're running that every week, or at least a portion of that. Last week it was Sonya against Lyra. This week it was Lyra and Carter and Chance against the three of them. The interesting thing at the end of that 6-women tag was the return of Damage Control. Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. All returned, and they all had a little symbol under their eye. Again, they were on the tour of Japan. Anybody saw the pictures from the weekend saw they were, they got a good reception over there. The only thing I didn't understand was what was with the Charlie's Angels pose at the end. They all got that thing. Io Sky was at her eye, but everybody else is kind of like the Charlie Angels with the gun, like kind of in front where Io Sky was to the eye. I don't know if it's a new pose for them, but I thought it was interesting seeing the whole, the Charlie's Angels pose. And then you had the Rhea promo. The interesting thing I saw there was the fact that she had the R plus D underneath her eye. I don't know if you saw it. If you get a chance, check that back out. Dakota Kai does challenge Sonya Deville next week. So that match will also be on. And then Gunther at the end, just kind of, too much for Finn Balor. Finn Balor got in a little offense. Kind of showed, I think, that, they were there to show that Gunther was ready for Damian. At the end, the fight, I think it went a little longer than maybe it needed to go. And again, it was still going as it was going off the air. I don't know if Gunther was trying to get away and just, it got caught up with the crowd there or what was going on there. But I felt like it should have just been a couple punches here and there. And then, again, you're heading to SummerSlam this weekend. It didn't need to be that you had the knockout drag out last week. This week could have been like, okay, I did what I needed to do to your buddy Finn. And when he came out, if he would, I believe that he should have just powdered out and been like pointing at Finn, like, that's going to be you this weekend. I'm going to, put you to sleep just like I put your buddy to sleep. I told you all are trash. I felt there could have been more talking rather than just the fighting and then all over the place and setting up again. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like less is more, and then maybe that's however you want to look at it, the old school wrestling style in me is like, if I see you guys fighting all the time, what's going to be different at the PLE? Then at the PLE, you guys are going to stand in the corners, take the introductions, but yet you couldn't even stay 2 minutes apart from on Raw. But now all of a sudden everything's changed. Like, that's where I get the thing where, like, continuity of everything. To me, if that is the way everything's going, then it should be a hot start. It should be, they go to do the introductions and Damian just punches him right in the face, or Gunther punches him and attacks him. I feel like if you're having the fights, you have been having to pull them apart every time they've been around each other. Why does that change? So there's my 2 cents. Pat McAfee running out of the way at the end was pretty cool. That's a pretty little interesting thing there. And then, of course, I don't know if you saw, but they do have the McAfee show now for WWE 2K24. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, it was an okay Raw. I thought it was good, a good build to go to head to Cleveland for SmackDown. Friday will be I think you got a Finn Balor thing at noon. You've got the SummerSlam kickoff show with Pat McAfee and Michael Cole at 5. Your SmackDown will be at 8. And then, of course, SummerSlam will be this Saturday. And don't forget, tomorrow, 7 p.m., right back here on this channel and on the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel, the Squared Circle Digest. We'll be talking AEW, TNA, and WWE right here on the channels. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Stanley Media House Network. And also, please follow me at Sean_Stanley11 on XIG Threads. You can see it right there. And I'm at Stanley Media House on Facebook and YouTube. Send me your thoughts. Send me your comments. If you're listening to this later on, please comment on the video. I appreciate everybody's support, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for taking your Monday night out to listen to a little bit of what I had to say about some wrestling. And as they say, the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the Sunshine State.